Where you gotten such stupid information? Facts.com. Wow. How? Molly, act scared. It'll fill their egos. Hello, and welcome back to another Dolls in Depth. Today, we'll be discussing Molly. So Molly is the 8th doll in my collection. I got Molly on May 30th of 2021 from my aunt as an early Christmas present after the 35th anniversary dolls got released. But the story of her begins much earlier than this. So I first got into American Girl after receiving the catalogs in the mail one day, and Molly in particular caught my eye. At that time, I wore glasses, and Molly was the only other American Girl doll to also wear glasses. Since I was unaware of the Truly Me line, and being able to get glasses for your Truly Me doll as like an add-on that you can just do whenever you want, I was really bummed when Molly retired before I was able to get her. So, unfortunately, I basically was just getting into American Girl as Molly was being retired. So of course, when my mom asked me on that faithful February or March which doll I wanted to have for the American Girl fashion show for free, and was told that Molly was retired, I was just really disappointed and ended up just choosing Caroline because I didn't even know what other doll I could have picked at that point. Then about 7 years later, after I had gotten back into collecting like the year prior, American Girl finally released their 35th anniversary dolls. I did not want to miss out on this beautiful opportunity after not getting Molly before she retired the last time. So I ended up talking to my aunt, and then she agreed to get her for me as an early Christmas present. So if you happen to be watching this, thank you so much. So although I did kind of talk a bit about wanting Molly, I was actually kind of surprised that my aunt actually just went through and got the doll. And like literally May, during like finals week, she was just there, and it was a wonderful surprise. What was really cool about this doll was she was like the first doll in my collection for like over 10 years that I had actually gotten new in box, which was really cool because like the majority of the dolls I had collected since rejoining the hobby of collecting American Girl dolls were majority eBay dolls that, you know, they're pre-loved, so it doesn't really feel like they're completely yours. So I was initially very lost on what Molly's personality should be. Initially I wanted her to resemble my mini-me as like a 9-year-old, just like the little child in me had always dreamed of, while Michelle was like a mini-me of my current self. But then that was scrapped because, I don't know, I wanted to do something more original than that. This was also around the same time period that I wanted at least one of my dolls to embody the tomboy caricature, which was basically at one point just given to every doll that I'd gotten in like the 2020-2021 time period, with like the exception of Will and Michelle. So Molly, of course, was no exception to this rule, and of course she had to go through the tomboy arc like everybody else. About towards the end of 2021, her personality began to evolve past being just a generic tomboy character. The one aspect of her personality that has always been the same was being the doll that observed the chaos from afar. She was one of 6 dolls that was introduced in my collection from February to September of 2021. The route expansion of the overall doll family created a bit of a transition that Michelle was just not ready for, which resulted in quite a bit of chaos. Also, as a result of this, Molly was just perpetually stuck as the middle child character that kind of just quietly observed things and is just kind of blends in and knows more than the other siblings. So currently in my collection, she's both very smart and also very cynical. She's not shy like Charlie, but is also just quieter than the other dolls, and therefore is able to just easily observe stuff that's going on and able to find out about a lot of information that most of the other dolls are just not aware of. However, despite her more quiet nature, she is best friends with Julie, both for them being the most mature of the siblings. Although science and math have always been her strong suits, I'm kind of trying to work her personality so she's not just the stereotypical nerd character like she was previous years, and I kind of overall just want to flesh out her personality a bit more to give her just more depth. Though she still is the character that friends and her other siblings will rely on for homework help. Another fun fact about her is at one point in my video, she had sort of the mad scientist side to her, kind of off of a little bit of the nerdy caricature that she kind of always had. I tried to expand more on that in like 2023 by making her into a slight mad scientist, but then realized it did not suit her at all. I don't know. The way my dynamic works in my doll family, there should be some characters that are crazy and some characters that are just calm, and Molly's just isn't one of the crazier ones. So anyway, that was it. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you as well to the people who are requesting dolls for me to do a dolls in depth video in. This particular doll was actually requested by somebody, so thank you so much. If you have anybody that I've not yet covered, make sure you comment the doll down below. But anyway, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, bye!